Well, here at last, dear friends, on the shores of the sea, comes the end of our fellowship in the ManSpace. Go in peace. I will not say do not weep, for not all tears are an evil. Today, on the ManSpace.
Welcome to the ManSpace podcast. We're your hosts, Doctors Matt Brown and Rob Porter, and clinical therapist Mike Porter.
Welcome, Spaceman.
Here's what's funny to me about that. Like, I think Matt
Should have read that one. That would have.
Oh yeah.
Dang it!
It's
Redo.
okay. No, it's too late.
I think like you had to fake the tear thing, and I thought, oh no, there's a strong possibility that I just start getting choked up at some point. The older I get, I swear, I'm so screwed.
I was
when
watching I was
60,
watching the
70.
I was watching the Bear and almost crying my whole way through it. When we watched the Odyssey yesterday, multiple times like, come on, find it, Rob.
Did you really?
Yeah, multiple times.
I'm like, what part?
With his wife, like when he's seeing his
Yeah.
wife, and then with his kid, it was like,
Yeah, that the whole like I think is my favorite.
and then that part where they're turning into pigs.
That whole favorite when he's spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't yet seen it.
Who knows the story?
Well, yeah, you should know
I
the
feel like
story.
how do you spoiler alert the Odyssey?
I didn't know it.
I know, but it feels like I'm sorry. That's
I mean,
not my
I get
responsibility at this point.
I was like, yeah, like I
Spoiler
knew
alert, Jesus dies.
I knew he would get home, right? Like I knew that was the thing. He would get home, but the whole conversation where you're like, right, because it's hinted throughout the movie, like
Where he's with his wife.
yeah,
Yeah.
where it's hinted throughout the movie that like part of why he was not ever getting home was because he didn't want to get home.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And just that whole thing, like as you hear him explain it, it's like, oh yeah, the dude was dealing with like deep, like shame, and
Yeah.
like it explains why he's like, no, I can't lose anyone else.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so just watching that whole thing, I'm just like, huh, Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Have you considered the idea that we, in ending the Odyssey of the ManSpace, we watched the Odyssey together?
Oh,
That deep?
I did not think of that.
So we're coming home,
We're coming home.
and this whole thing has been a shame to her.
Oh. Instead of thanking people, we're going to talk about our shame.
Shame Tour 2026.
No, it is a good tie-in though, because I do think that. Well, you're getting there.
What? Go for it. You think?
Just what we've gotten out of this,
Yes, we are getting there.
but we'll get there.
I
I'll
was just
save it.
looking back at when the first one came out. Oh, so
July
close, man.
of
July
2021.
17th, July 2021, and then it took us a month and a half to get the next one out.
Yeah, I think we actually launched it in September, but we had that one recorded and uploaded. So that's the upload date. Yeah.
Huh.
I
I
say, are you
remember
looking at it on
we
Spotify, or
said
are you
we need
looking at
2
it
in the
there?
bank. Dude, that was back when, like, if we wanted you in the room, right? Because the first 2,
Yeah,
were,
so the first one I was
we had
in the
to wait.
room.
we had to wait a while for you.
Yeah, the first one I was. Well, it's funny. Like I don't know that it occurred to any of us. The first one I was like, we were doing. I think at that point we were once a month thing, or were we twice? We were once a month.
Once a month. That's
In
a fun
person?
thing to say.
Yeah, I think we were only doing once a month in person at that point. And so I would participate when we were in person. But then the off weeks, when it was just like it never occurred.
Yeah, because we did some
Yeah. And so
virtual.
like
ones,
I'm in
yeah.
the first one, and then I'm out for a bunch, and then Rob at one point he's like, "Yeah, dude, I don't know why we didn't think of this. Why are you not joining us on Wednesdays? Like, can you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can make that available." But
The weird thing is, though, the first 2 episodes you're in them, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, why would we space them out like that to try and get 2 in the bank?
No, but we did do some. I remember it was just me and you.
Yeah.
As a side note,
I don't remember how many
since-
I was in it.
Since you retitled the episodes,
Yeah.
or some of them, It used to be the depression episode was the highest one. Now it's number 2. It used to be intimacy shrinkage.
Yeah.
Now it's when intimacy feels like too much. That has 574 downloads.
Wow.
Good job,
What is the Men in Depression
it's like
episode?
I should never have been the guy in charge of titling these things.
That was our,
The Men in Depression was like 560. No, 526.
yeah, but that intimacy one was always in the top.
Never passed the Men
5.
in Depression. But it passed Men in Depression.
No, I know. It's not like it crept up into that list though after I renamed it. It was already big.
Right, it was already there.
Yes, but Matt, don't downplay your contribution here.
It wasn't my
and let's
contribution.
really-
it's what
let's
ChatGPT
really
told me to do.
Really upplay the fact that I have not been good at naming these things.
I was going to say, like, to me, like, you joked about, let's not downplay your contribution here, Matt. And I thought, oh, you guys were the driving force behind this. Like, I feel like way too often I was just like showing up and be like, wait, you want me to actually do stuff?
I feel like that would happen remember back when we would like take turns?
Yeah.
Who's in charge of episodes? And I feel like it always, whenever it was anybody's turn, it's like, oh, is it my turn?
Which is funny, because that may be how I played it in here, but I like leading up to it, I'd be like, oh, I gotta come up with a topic.
Won't like me anymore.
It would get so stressful for me.
Matt, you still have an opportunity, by the way, that there's still one man nugget. 2 gifts from listening to your partner that's still waiting for an audio file.
Like in Buzzsprout?
It's been there forever. It was a man nugget episode that you never finished uploading, you never did or something.
Oh,
So it's just
well, sorry guys.
no one gets to know now.
Nuggets are gone.
Who was I was talking? I think it was one of my clients. And I said something about man nuggets. And she's like, don't call it that. I was like, oh no, that's what they are.
That's why we called it that. It's funny.
Yeah. I was like, we're not renaming that stuff.
Let me ask you this. Do you feel any more mature as a result of doing this?
I feel like we all are.
Okay.
Don't you feel it?
We just went on a big bike ride today, all 3 of us.
No, but I think I was thinking about it. Like our conversations early on, I think we were all like, I think we all went through that year or whatever, however long it took us to even record something. And I was getting my eye contact in check.
Still my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
gosh,
dude, side note, do I have dead eyes in real life or is it just when the camera's on?
I don't feel like you have dead
Look,
eyes.
I'll be totally honest with you. I don't know that I've thought you have dead eyes. But when we watched that show, whatever show we were watching, Becky goes, that guy has Matt dead eyes.
No, I know, but
And
because we commented on my
not
first.
the episode, I think she was talking about you kind of have like flat eyes.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's
No,
But
I've
she
never
wasn't-
thought of, I don't look at
people in
Matt's got
eyes?
flat dead eyes.
no, but I thought you remember when I was first doing like the Instagram stuff.
Yeah.
And I was commenting on it. And then you said, yeah, like me and Becky were watching and like, well, he's got some real dead eyes. So I started like, let me make these eyebrows dance a bit. Right. And it's like, didn't work.
I
But,
was doing right.
but at least I'm looking at the camera now. Whereas before,
It was so funny because I was like, okay, look right there. And Matt's like, got it.
I do think though, at the beginning, there was all that, like just nerves.
Yeah.
And then I feel like we went through like probably a period of like just having our own insecurities and like weird little pissing contests. And then now I just feel like it's like we're all good with ourselves and good with each other.
Well, that's like I think back on it. I mean, the first time I came down to Houston, which was it was the first time I met you, was December 2020.
You got to see this.
I had been seeing clients for a year and a half. I had been provisionally licensed, right? My associate license for like 2 months. And so especially those first, like I really struggled to start feeling like I do not, and I like, well, I'll just say the thought, like I really struggle with feeling like I do not know as much as these two guys, which is still true. I don't know as much as the two of you. No, like let me clarify. Like I think it's just like, again, you guys have how many years of experience at this point?
I mean, I got 20.
Doing, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the thing I'm talking about. Like knowledge, yeah, I'm fine. Like Matt, you're a sponge. Like this is the thing I've learned about Matt over 5 years.
He's like, I read this one thing one time, and
you are
one guy.
sponge. Like I love it.
That's why my eyes have to relax so much because
That's always
Body's doing all the
everything
work.
in.
And so, and I think, yeah, like having been through the PhD, no, you guys spent more time talking about a lot of the stuff that, even just the nature of the way my program was designed. I didn't spend a ton of time talking about it. And so for me, like I do think, yes, the maturity, but also just like over the, like I'm much more confident as a therapist now than I was when we started this 5 years ago.
Yeah. It's really been kind of your post graduation
seriously
development stuff.
And that's like, it's like I said, for me, it's invaluable to me.
Yeah, dude. And if my if my guesses are right, strap in, because it's like at the beginning, I remember every 5 years, it's like you kind of get to this place of confidence and then you get rocked. But then it's cool because you rebuild to like a higher level, but do you remember that?
Like life in general, or are you saying that?
With therapy, there just seems to be kind of this like 3 to 5 year,
I don't know if I've ever pinpointed 3 to 5 years. I feel
would
like
tell all
mine
my
cycles
students
faster.
yeah. Well, I think it does now, but I think at the beginning, maybe it was just because you're accumulating and consolidating all the stuff you learned, and then, but it's like you hit this like high level of confidence, and then all of a sudden you feel like you're the worst therapist on earth for a little bit.
Like I've actually been through that within the last 6 to 8 months, probably. Like I don't know why, and maybe it's just God or the universe, whatever, however you choose to believe it, is like, no, I want you to have more couples work. All I get are couples. That's it. Like almost every new referral I get is for couples.
Probably because you know what you're doing. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, that's like we can't even understand why I pop up on, like, I'm like, I don't get it. And part of me thinks it's probably just like relate therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but like so much couple work, and it is not, to me, couple work, especially in the last couple of years. Like I'm like, oh man, I suck at this. And so like that, like I said, for the last like 6 or 7 months, and I've started to rebound now where I'm like, no, I know what I'm doing. Like there's still things like always things I could do better or differently, but like I'm like, no, I know what I'm doing, and then when I hear stuff like, you got off, I'm like, no, don't do that. Like I'm like, okay, I actually do know what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's funny because I don't that kind of feeling. I don't feel. I feel like my confidence has been shifting less into do I know what I'm doing or not, and being like, I don't know, I just do what I do.
Yeah.
And I do feel like some of my confidence comes from the fact that it's like I know that there's not some therapist out there who's learned something that I have not. So it's like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. It's like I do, it just doesn't always work. And that doesn't mean I'm not good at this. It just means it doesn't always work. And I also take a degree of confidence. This is not the same thing as like I'm better than these other people, but a degree of confidence of seeing what is out there and being like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Well, and especially when you have people go try something that promises something, and then it just always kind of comes back to a relationship. And it's like you just get things and get me and know how to view this in a way that is helpful versus here's a specific brand of therapy that's going to cure my life.
I do think I mean, we've talked about this before, I think, but I feel like since doing this, it has shifted the way I work with couples and how much more I used to be way harder on dudes. And now I recognize like, oh, most of these men are actually like they are trying and they're doing these things. And then I do think social media has really kind of really exaggerated this for women, where it's like women are just convinced that they're good in relationships and men are idiots. And then I can't. Now it's like women will not do anything in therapy anymore. But I feel like one of the things I've kind of found a more balanced approach to things as a result of doing this, and I do feel like it's partly been, I think, because of this that I feel like, oh, I know what I'm doing. Like I think this podcast could have had better numbers. Not because it wasn't a good podcast, because none of us wanted to do what was apparently necessary to have.
Well, I think we did at one point. I don't think
it should have.
Right, but I think that like when we look back just over our lives over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Like we've all been navigating a ton of different things
Transition stuff.
and also like, you know, doing a lot of therapy too. So I think it was more like maybe that's the settling in and maturing that I'm feeling is like from everybody included, right? I think we're all just kind of like, yeah, I'm good with my life.
Yeah, it's kind of like I've felt a lot lately like, no, I like what I've done with my life and my career. Like I don't do the things I don't want to do. I was just reading a quick little thing from Christopher Nolan about how he doesn't have a smartphone.
Yeah.
He just uses a flip phone because he said, I don't want to. This is where I stopped reading the articles. I was like, good point. He said, he's like, I think I would miss the times it robs me of just thinking.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I just shut my phone down and just stood there. But I think that's the kind of thing where I feel like I don't want to engage in something that I don't agree with in general, which is social media. Like I think it is bad. 90%.
Yeah. I keep trying to
So I'm
find
like, I don't.
a positive spin to it, but
I just feel
really
like no,
struggle.
and I do feel like it will pass. Like something else will take its place. Why am I going to chase that? I don't know what it will be and when it will be, but it will pass. But I don't want to do it. And so, and feeling a certain sense of confidence of like, yeah, I'm cool with that. I don't need to prove anything to anybody. Like I know the work I do is good, and I've helped lots of people.
Yeah.
Which has actually been, I'm going to watch this transition. One of the things that I've appreciated most about this podcast is periodically hearing from somebody either that I know or that I don't know to say, hey, this was really helpful to me. Or having someone say, I've had the best conversation with one of my best friends that I've ever had because of this, or had a really good conversation with my wife because I listened to this episode. That's like, oh, cool. That's all I really wanted to do anyway. Like I was never concerned with, I was going to say what Sit with Wit is concerned about like getting my name really big. It's just like, I just wanted people to feel like, especially for men who felt like I'm not going anywhere. Like I'm not going to see a therapist. Like, well, try some of this stuff then.
Yeah.
In a way that feels like we get it, that other therapists are freaking weird. I mean, I have a client I work with right now. He's like, sorry, did you guys get distracted by the screen? Client I work with right now where
No, you moved your hand over there and I was like, where's
he said, he's like, I just haven't gone to a therapist because I've met too many and they're weird people.
Yeah.
Like, agreed. Anyway, so that's, I say that because it's one of the things, this is my pre-thank list, but it's one of the things that I feel like I was always grateful when anybody would say, this was impactful to me and this was really helpful.
Yeah.
Which I wish we had more of, not to stroke our egos, but to know that like, hey, we are reaching people beyond the 7 people we always make fun of, that were like our 7 listeners.
I think I don't know if you guys agree, but I feel like we did hear a lot from a lot of different people and a lot of different across like over the course of it, like a lot of people. Yeah. But you were gonna say something.
Well, there was a handful of times it felt like where, especially there was a couple of times where I was like my self-confidence was struggling or something like that. And one of you like the couple of times I'm thinking of, it was Matt that would share
Only
like
me every time.
I was just
it's. I don't want to leave you out
I'm
though.
the one
Like,
who's the one who's probably going to make a joke and ruin the moment? Oh, that's Rob.
like Matt would share some comment that someone had said.
Or have dreams.
Or,
Oh, man, I thought I one more than the mic guy.
and it was right, like those were things that, like, to me, just kind of that feedback, that positive reinforcement was very helpful, especially those moments when I was just kind of like, you know, what's my value added here? So yeah, like feedback like that was always from our listeners, right?
Funny to think about that, like that. I think I don't know. Maybe people don't think this, but I think when it's like when you're getting up and you sound confident on a microphone, even though you would often profess like I don't know what I'm doing,
Yeah.
but when you sound confident, I think people think, well, that guy doesn't need any. He
Right.
doesn't need to know he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I mean, all three of us are in a profession where it's like, God, I really hope I helped that person, but I have no freaking clue.
Right.
It seemed like it helped, but I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. We don't get raises. Other than
when we raise our rates.
I was going to say, other than when we open our door and there's randomly sodas there.
Thank you.
The patron saint.
See, I did it again.
Which here's
Thank you for all the soda.
That was awesome.
Like that is so the patron saint's a friend of mine. Matt, you've never met him.
No, but I emailed him one time and he was joking. I'm pretty sure. I say that because I didn't know how to respond and I didn't. I just ghosted him. So if that was a joke, man, sorry. But he was like appalled that you had given his contact info to me. He felt violated.
He was joking.
Yeah, I figured.
Mostly because I have no memory of that, and it would have been a conversation.
Yeah.
And I have no memory of him coming and saying anything. No, he's the one I've known for years now. And he was in Sunday meetings with me for years, and I would sit next to him, and he's one of those people who just makes the quiet, like under his breath comment. That unless you're sitting next to him, you're never going to hear it. And so we'd be sitting in these meetings, and I would just start laughing. And I'm not a quiet laugher generally. Like I can, sometimes keep it in check, but I would just laugh. And my friend Brent would be like, "Hey, wait, what? What did he say?" And I'd be like, "Nah, I'm not going to repeat it." Like we're in the middle of a meeting. I want to know what he said. I'm like, "You got to sit next to him then." Like, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like he's hilarious. You got to sit next to him. But again, like a lot of people don't like recognize that about him. So yeah, like I'm, fairly certain he's joking, but he is hilarious to me because, and I haven't always like some of what I've shared with you guys, some of what I haven't, but he, like, one of my favorite things I could always tell when he was listening to an episode, because I'd get running commentary on the episode.
I feel like that would happen periodically. Was like Rob's being a jerk.
He would get defensive sometimes over how I was treated. Which I was actually having this conversation with Becky the other day. I just kind of mentioned that. And like, I guess she told me, she goes, "Yeah, there was a couple of times that I would listen to an episode and then I would say to Rob at the end of the day, like, man, you were really going after Mike today."
That is something that's part of one of the things of maturity that I feel like I gained from this was like being open to hear like, oh man, I got to work on that.
Which is, so here's the funny thing. Like I told, like, I can't actually
in general.
Sure. But like regarding that specifically, I don't, like, I couldn't think of a time. I assume there was one, just because 5 years there was probably one somewhere where it was a little bit much for me one day, right? Where like you were just kind of on it, and I was like, oh, I did not have the energy for that. But I can't think of a specific one off the top of my head. So like that's pure speculation on my part.
Yeah.
I will say, and I said this to Becky, like you, oh, see, here we go. You, and I've said this before. Oh, see, that's how I avoid crying about it.
I'm just repeating something I already said.
I already said this. You are in my life one of the biggest cheerleaders I have. And actually, the same the two of you, like, and even just in like, and I mean, does it help that you're probably therapists? Yeah,
Probably therapist. You're outing us now.
I mean,
It probably doesn't help that we're therapists. Is I think what you meant.
There you go. Where like you are more like aware of like things that a lot of other guys I think would probably miss. But you guys are like, I mean, I said it this morning at the end of the bike ride. Like, there's probably like 3 or 4 people that I actually could have done a ride like that with, and not gotten super in my head and super self-conscious or whatever. And just with the two of you, like, we got here to Rob's office, and for a couple minutes, Rob was, how was Space? Were we okay? Was that? And I, like you guys are just both very considerate. You're both like, yeah, dude, you got this. And it's like, and to me, I think, yeah, that stuff like that to me. And I mean, you're my brother. Like, I think a lot of this is dynamic. Like, I've always known it to me. Other people might hear it and think whatever. And I'm like, that's just Rob. Like, fine, it's funny. Like, half the time I think it is funny.
That's my problem is, and we don't need to make this episode about that, but my problem is that I do tend to, I tend to think, no, we're all joking.
Yeah.
Like we're all having fun together.
Right.
Because I never want to hurt anybody's feelings. And often I try to make fun of myself as much as possible.
Yeah.
But it still is like, I got to work on that. And that's something I've, like that episode we did that was the feedback episode. I still think about that periodically. Where we gave
each other feedback? Oh, yeah.
I'm like, that's good feedback.
Yeah.
That's like, okay, I got to incorporate that. But
long story short, thanks to the patron saint.
yes,
Sodas.
for all the sodas.
Yeah.
I also have a friend who's been rock solid every episode listener, and given a ton of good feedback on the way. And it's like, what am I going to do on Wednesday mornings now, man?
That's what I was going to say. There's also we also had the angel investor who gave us all that stuff.
That's
the
true.
Coke stuff.
Which I still like. I will wear that Coke shirt.
Yeah,
I mean, typically it's like my weekend shirt.
that
Like wear it
Coke
on
shirt I
Sundays,
love.
but
But and also I've also had multiple friends who have listened all the way through every single episode and have been upset. That's like, wait, well, now what?
Yeah.
And I'll sometimes get texts from any of these friends like that's like, oh, sometimes they're making jokes about stuff, making fun of something, or being like, hey, this was helpful. Those are the kinds of things I'm like, okay, cool. And even if it's like that's the only people we reach, I'm like, well, cool. Those are people that like,
Yeah. No,
like,
and I was going to say there's some, like, not to get confidential, I won't say anything, but I mean, there have been people that along the way have like reached out specifically and said, hey, like I'm going through something and this has been super helpful, and what, where can I go from here? So, and then, maybe shifted from there and started looking at other resources. But I think that was kind of one of the things we said from the beginning was what, like, guys on the perimeter just being able to be like voyeuristic in a way. Like, we just want to listen in on somebody else's conversation about it. And I think that's been meaningful.
well, I was going to say, it is like I was talking about this with, I don't know, a couple the other day. And it's like I started to pay attention to it more because of this. And it's actually like one of my favorite thing about men and our relationships with other men is like where women will tend to want to really kind of dive in and dissect. Oftentimes for men, you don't have to say anything, right? Or you can say the bare minimum of like, yeah, like I'm really, like really having a hard time with my kid, or I'm really struggling. Like, like work is freaking killing me. I can't see him. And it's like, yeah, that statement alone. And I know, like, especially the provider thing, like this one's come up a lot lately with clients, that stress and pressure of being the provider. And I think, yeah, that's all you have to say, and every dude gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we all understand that pressure, and there doesn't need to be a lot said beyond that. Like, nope, like I get it. This is the place you are, and I love that. The fact that, like, for a lot of men, it's like, no, just knowing they're not alone in it, just knowing that there's other people talking about it is often for them very beneficial.
To the now.
Well, we've left some key people out, I think. Our wives have been huge supporters of this.
Yeah,
That's true. My wife will still periodically go and listen.
My
You guys
wife's
are like,
listened.
my wife's listened to every episode.
Well, I was going to say,
Jenner,
my wife has listened to every one.
I was going to say my wife hears about it all. I talk to her about it all the time.
Jenner asks every Wednesday,
And the fact that they've always been cool with, like, bye,
yeah,
I'm leaving to go, and I won't be home till late. Well, I go down to, it's like, so deal with whatever. See ya. And especially in the beginning, before you got on, Mike, when it was me and Matt being like, how was the weekend? It's like, we talked about wanting to talk about stuff and talking, and then we chickened out. We recorded 2 hours and it didn't work. And we,
like even this weekend, like I had been thinking about it, about coming down when we knew, like, the 250th was coming. I hadn't said anything to Jenner, because I was still just trying to work out, like, is this something that realistically I could pull off without having to take a week's worth of work? And at one point, Jenner just said, she goes, "You're going for the 250th, right?" And I was like, I mean, I'm thinking about it. She's like, no, you're going to the 250th. She's like, you have to be there for that, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things where she has always, like, the work she's in now, she's able to listen to like podcasts, but her work now is much more intensive. She can't, like, podcasts lend themselves well to her work. So she hasn't, like, since this new job, she hasn't necessarily listened as actively, but, like, again, she never, like this weekend we're helping our daughter Macy move some of her stuff back home, and they're doing it right now, I think. And I was like, hey, I'm really sorry. And she goes, it's fine. She's like, you're here for the ManSpace. Like, that's what this is for you. She goes, this other thing, okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's this other thing. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, go ManSpace.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and that's what we're doing.
go ManSpace. Space. No other key people we've got.
I mean, David
Well,
W.
everybody that's been a part
say,
of this, I think.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
We didn't. It's kind of like an acceptance speech at the Academy Awards. We don't want to
leave somebody, right?
Because it's like we don't want people. Because it's meant a lot to me. Just to feel like we had an impact, and so and it feels like, well, that's cool, because I attach a lot of my sense of self to feeling like I've helped people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been very fulfilling to me to just know that some people are like, hey, that was helpful. So whether we mention you specifically or not, especially if you reached out, except for David W., who we will mention apparently by name for telling us to do a little, what we call the
I
tri-tip.
can't even remember how he worded it, because it was a criticism, and it was like,
yeah,
I think it was kind of like, why don't you have some points or something?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we'll give you 3 to honor the W in your name.
That's true. I forgot.
The tri-tip was born from David W.'s hateful comment.
Angry comment.
No, and my favorite comment to this day is, like, the emotional investment that one dude put into our beginning YouTube videos. Why are you even doing this?
I love it. Everyone's got so much to say.
We ask ourselves many times over the time.
I do it sometimes in therapy. Why am I even doing this?
Felt like a good idea when I got out of bed this morning.
So then, what would be your if you had one thing to say, kind of like a final session with the client where you're saying, okay, well, you're not done. Like I
Right,
tell
we're
people,
done here, but
you're going on to do something else. So here's what I need you to here's what you should do, or you need to take from this. Your parting shot, oh wise men, oh wise admirals.
Mike, you're going first.
Oh,
what I was just hoping.
Mike's like, please let me speak first. No one steals my thunder.
No, I think it's two things. And I'll try to actually make them action things.
I'm going to drive David W. into the ground with a 6-tip.
Sorry, I just visualized it.
Impaled.
Yep. The first one is men, you're doing better than you think you are. A lot of the world will tell you you're not. Most of the guys that I see in my office are really guys who are they're just trying to function as fathers, as providers, as husbands, as whatever the thing is. And it's really easy to get down on yourself in those areas in particular. And so, yeah, chances are, well, not chances are, you're doing better than you think you are. Remind yourself of that every once in a while. Remind yourself that, you know what, like, I'm doing okay. The other half of that, I think, or the other, part, is, like, I think I said it a few weeks ago. It's just something that's been on my mind a lot lately. Just try to be more present. Don't worry about where you've been. I mean, like I'm a big believer in reflection and looking back and saying, I could have done this differently. Like I think that's important, but like just be where you are. It's okay. Like you might have screwed up yesterday. Okay, it's not yesterday. So just be where you're at and just say, look, how do I want to handle today? Remove judgment from your view and your reflection of your experiences. Like again, identify things that you don't like how you handled it, but start separating away from this idea of, man, that was just wrong, or that was bad, like bad in particular. Like it's not the wrong, because sometimes it is just wrong, but the bad thing, like no, it may have been unpleasant. It may have been, you might not have liked how you handled yourself. Okay, so do something different next time. But don't beat yourself up for how you handled it yesterday. It's not yesterday anymore. Apologize if you need to apologize and move on. So there you go. That's my double tip, I guess.
Well, I'm stealing. As you were talking, I'm like, that's probably why I always said, I'm going to go first. So then I'm like, I don't feel like I'm repeating anybody. No, I guess I would just say to your first point, yeah, like, I feel like there's already so much information for good men out there that induces shame and guilt. And I don't think that does any good for those men or society. So I think, like, tune out to anything that is designed to make you feel those two things or regret, right? Like you said, it is not worth your time. It's not going to make you a better man. And like your fear of maybe other people abandoning you if you don't continue to look at yourself that way, like that's not going to get you anywhere either. So flip side, I guess, is I guess when you're motivated by those things, the way that you show up and speak up are like they're defending something you don't need to defend, if that makes sense, instead of just expressing who you actually are, what you think, and what you want, and just continuing to refine that process. Because at first, like we've said before, it comes out weird because you've never done it before, but like the more you stick with it, the more you're able to feel like you have an active influence on the key relationships and things in your life. And I think, yeah, just get, like you said, the judgment, the shame, the guilt, like get as far away from that as you possibly can. Does not motivate you in the right direction. And then continue to refine your ability to think and speak and collaborate and participate in everything that's important in your life.
Me, huh? I don't know what the pause is for. If I
Building dramatic effect.
That's good, and I ruined it.
Oh.
If I would build on both those things and saying once you kind of get, because in some ways in my mind you guys are kind of describing like, hey, you're doing better than you think, and now be confident in that and be present. I really think after having done this for as long as we have and worked with men that so many of us, including the younger generation, need help, like need somebody to be their friend, need somebody to care about what they're saying and to connect with them and feel like they matter. And I think solidify yourself in a way and know you're doing okay and reach out to somebody else. Look at every other dude as though you recognize this person is probably really lonely and really I don't know, sad, isolated, something, probably needs my help. The more you do that, the more it becomes easier to forget yourself and you're much more present in the moment when really life is just about the humanity of the relationships and the connections that we have anyway. So I feel like the more we do that, the better men we become, especially to the younger generation that really needs much better role models than what exists for them in such easy access. I saw on TikTok I didn't see it, but I saw a commercial for it. Some dad who said not everyone has a dad.
Oh, the dad advice thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, I'll be that guy. I was like, yeah, be that guy. That's like, well, let me see what I can put out there. Because I feel like we stop believing that we don't know what we're doing in relationships. We do. Do what you know would be a good thing. Do what you wish you would have had. Do what you did have. Share that with somebody else. Teach somebody how to do something. Maybe stop making fun of somebody for something. Like share yourself more. I think the more we do that, the more connected we feel as men, which is better for men and for women and just humanity in general. So that's my tip in the quad tip now. I
You
don't
just
know
made it a $5.
Yeah.
The awkward sequence is going to confuse David Zoe.
after I just said stop making fun of other people.
I hope we meet you, David, because I'm sure you're a great man.
Probably.
Please don't punch us in the face for saying this. All right. Well, anything else?
250, man.
Don't think of mine.
It's sad, huh?
Movie quote.
Oh.
Sorry.
It is, but I also think one more piece about our Odyssey journey. Like, I think at the beginning we kind of felt like we have to have this to make sure that we like continue to hang out and spend time together. And I don't think we need it.
No. No, I think we just will.
Watch next month. We'll be like, hey, dude, what happened?
We don't talk anymore. Well, then. Oh, Spaceman.
You can't say catch us next time.
But I won't. I will miss calling everybody Spaceman. I remember the day I was riding down to Mass and I was like, we could call him Spaceman.
I did have several people come to me like say that. Hey, I'm a spaceman.
Love it, man. It does. That part, it does make me sad to think. As much as sometimes doing this, like on days when we weren't hanging out, when we were just doing it virtually, like as much as sometimes I was like, oh man, I just had 5 clients in a row. I got 2 more after this. Like I'm tired. I will miss it.
Yeah.
So thank you, Spacemen, for coming and listening and being impacted by the show and making us feel like we made a difference. So I guess that's it. Don't come back and catch us next time on the ManSpace. A new dawn will break over the darkened world when our mistakes will once again be forgotten.